7-0 yesterday.
Yep.
Did pick up a loss. A big loss, actually, to Logan Mize.
Yeah. But he's bounced back well. I mean, he's 11-2. He's been playing Teamer for some time, as I've been informed on social media. So he knows what he's doing with this archetype. He's going to start with Yavimaya Coast, go down to 19, playing Elvish Mystic, and pass that turn back.
You have to watch out. Yavimaya Coast into Elvish Mystic is the specific draw needed for turn 2 Savage Knuckleblade out of this deck.
And there are 4 copies of that card. That's no surprise. Blossoming Sands is how Berg started things. That's why he's at 21. He'll play a copy of Windswept Teeth. He'll go back down to 20. A Forest or a Plains coming. And then we'll see what the turn 2 play is going to be. It'll be a Forest.
For Berg, we'll see who starts out with. For those of you not familiar with the Green-White Company deck, a quick rundown of what you'd expect to see out of it. 4 copies of Elvish Mystic, Fleecemane Lion, Deathmist Raptor, Den Protector, and the one you mentioned, Avatar of the Resolute. They have some 2s and 1s in Burmaz, Boonsater, Hidden Dragon Slayer, and Warden of the First Tree. The spells are Collected Company, Dromoka's Command, and Valorous Stance.
And pretty straightforward stuff here from a green-white deck. You'd expect to see Fleecemane Lion in the deck, and there it is. That was Berg's turn 2 play. Temple of Abandon here for Rembert. He'll scry. He'll leave that card on the top. He'll follow up here with a copy. That's a promo. It's escaping me.
Rattleclaw Mystic.
Thank you. That's embarrassing. I appreciate it.
Now keep in mind, Berg's deck has 4 copies of Hunt the Hunter in the sideboard.
That's a lot of those.
It's a lot of them, and they figure to be very good against the mana creatures that Isaac has. Also, if he's worried about the dragon element of the deck, there are 4 copies of Windstorm, or 2 copies rather, of Windstorm in Jonathan's sideboard. I don't know if those are in here or not. There's a fair amount of flying in Rembert's deck, though.
I was going to say 4 would be a lot of those.
Yeah, 2 copies of Windstorm.
Dromoka's Command. Get the Rattleclaw Mystic off the table.
Counter onto Fleecemane Lion. It's going to slow down Isaac, but it's not terrible on his side to have this happen. It means Dromoka's Command is not getting spent on one of his larger threats.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too upset with that exchange. Here's an attack for 4. Remember, it's going to go down to 15.
See if Berg does have that 3rd land, and he does.
Yep, Temple of Plenty, which means scrying will take place. Take a look at that top card. We'll see where it goes here in just a moment.
Jonathan does have a 4th land untapped and a copy of Collected Company, both in his hand, so we'll have some good plays to set up for. Now keep in mind, against a deck like Teamer that does play cards like Stubborn Denial, you cannot always be certain that that instant will resolve.
And there are 3 main deck copies of Stubborn Denial here in Isaac Rembert's deck list too. 2 copies of Disdainful Stroke as well. It's unclear if Disdainful Stroke is in his deck after sideboard.
Yeah, it's just the Collected Companies are the only cards that cost 4 or more.
I suppose we can't forget about the counterspell mode on Teamer Charm.
There is the counter, yeah. Teamer Charm also does have a counterspell mode.
We never see that card get played, but that could maybe take Berg by surprise.
Teamer Charm actually figures to be pretty good here. The mana leak is not terrible. All 3 modes are good. There's a lot of creatures to fight, and Jonathan's board, by and large, will be creatures with power 3 or less.
There's a Savage Knuckleblade. And it looks like an attack there from the Elvish Mystic. And a passing of the turn. We're going to head back Berg's way. Berg will take a draw here. Maybe it's Collected Company time.
Yeah, if he is going to be Collected Company, he may just main phase the card.
Don't have to worry about a counterspell then.
Yeah. Be interested to see if he offers a trade of Fleecemane Lion for Savage Knuckleblade.
Knuckleblade, mighty powerful, but super mana intensive. Maybe Berg has some interest in maybe trying to choke up Rembert's mana a little bit.
Yeah, if it's really mana intensive and Berg's hand is heavy on lands, I don't think he'll actually want to make that trade. Isaac will just accept, Isaac will just trade if offered the block.
There's a Hornet Nest and pass the turn back.
Well, that will stop Savage Knuckleblade dead in its tracks. Now, Rembert's deck does have enough flyers that this isn't going to lock up the game forever, but it'll force Rembert to have some of his copies of Thunderbreak Region or Stormbreath Dragon.
So we'll see what Isaac can do to get around this annoying 0-2 defender. I think that's the best way to describe Hornet Nest. It's just super annoying. Well, if Rembert can go to the skies, as you mentioned, plenty of dragons here. It's a good way to go.
3 minutes remain in the round for these 2 players.
Might have to pick up the pace a little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, they can. They don't. I don't believe they want to draw here. It's not. They would certainly make things complicated.
It's not the end of the world, but I don't think anyone would prefer a draw. Crater's Claw is going to take care of that Fleece main line.
Yep.
Pass the turn back. No attacks, predictably, from Rembert. Does not want to run that into a Hornet's Nest.
No land drop either, but he needed to get that Fleece main line off the table before Berg was able to go monstrosity with it.
That Shivan Reef may have been a big draw. Not only is that land number 5 for Stormbright Dragon, but it's the second red, too.
I'll see. Does Isaac have the dragon? It can fly over that nest.
There's 5 mana. Feels like a Stormbright Dragon to me. And it is. Here's an attack. Remember to have to take 2 to cast, or excuse me, 1 to cast it.
Yep. Gonna go to attack, skills go, and now here's the card that we want to see out of the deck. It is Collected Company.
Take a look at 6. And if you're Berg, you're hoping to find 2. Den Protector, he is found.
Looks like the Windstorms have been boarded in. Now you can't collect a company into that card.
He's found 2 Death Mist Raptors.
Sure, that is pretty good value.
I don't hate that.
Not going to block the Storm Breath, but it certainly might turn around the race then, nonetheless.
Yeah, I think we're going to see Jonathan Berg attacking soon now. That's what I think is going to happen.
It's got to do it quickly. 1 minute 20 remaining before they go into turns.
Come on in, Raptors.
See, Isaac either takes 6 or he can trade a Knuckle Blade for one of them.
He's got to think about that. Not an easy decision to make. Knuckle Blade's quite powerful. And Death Mist Raptor has the potential to just come back. But I think we're in a racing situation right now. And he might have some interest in blocking, just trying to race in the air.
Well, Knuckle Blade's never attacking on this board. And if that's the situation, I don't see a reason to not have it block.
I think Rembert might be coming to the same conclusion that you are.
If it has a defender, you might as well defend with it.
Yep. Looks like he's going to take the damage.
Yeah, down to 7.
And now there's a morph.
Heads up play there. Had he traded, that wouldn't have really done much. It wouldn't have been much of a trade.
Yep.
It's more if you figure it could be Den Protector. Also could be Hidden Dragon Slayer. Keep that one in mind, as that guy takes care of Savage Knuckleblade all on his own.
And we saw that card yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Saw it out of Eric Hawkins's Abzan Company deck.
Standard open players. That is time.
See what Rembert's going to be able to put together here, as this is time right now. So this will be turn 0. Berg will have 1, 3, and 5. Rembert will have 0, 2, and 4.
Once again, standard open players. That is time in round 14.
So turn 0. Each player gets 3 attacks. That should probably be enough for the game to naturally reach a conclusion. It may be different if one player decides to pump the brakes and just try to get the game to go to a draw. But with this attack, I think both of them are shooting for the win.
Here comes Stormbright Dragon. Berg is down to 11. Let's see what the follow-up's going to be.
Rembert has a Sarkhan Unbroken, at the very least, in hand.
I can make a dragon.
It could. He's got to hope that morph is not Hidden Dragon Slayer. Actually, even both ways, it's pretty bad. If the morph's Hidden Dragon Slayer, it'll take care of one of his dragons. If it's Den Protector, it's going to get back Dromoka's command. That's not much better.
There's Sarkhan. It's going to make a dragon.
That'd be good. I am unconvinced this is going to be enough.
Yeah, both morphs are bad news.
He's hoping that, for some reason, Jonathan decided to morph a Death Mist Raptor. That's the hope from Isaac, but it's not a good one.
Feels a little unlikely to me. Can do a little bit of math here. I think Rembert has to take 1 to cast that. Yep, so he's down to 6.
I mean, okay, so doesn't look to be a copy of Den Protector, so it's probably the Dragon Slayer. And Jamoka's command, had he been able to get it back, he could make the Hornet Nest fight one of these creatures.
Yeah, I've been thinking about that for a while.
Yeah.
Just wanting to see that happen. Here's Hidden Dragon Slayer. Unmegamorph, get it a counter.
It's going to slay a dragon?
Yep.
Or is it a hidden Knuckleblade Slayer?
Either one is good.
Yeah, very flavorful. Hidden Dragon Slayer takes care of the dragon.
Yep, red
Isaac's
zone.
a 6, and that'll do it.
Jonathan Berg, a high five, a fist pump. He's excited. I would be too. He's headed to the top 8 with the Green-White Collected Company deck. Takes down Isaac Rembert, 2-1. Hidden Dragon Slayer gets the job done, takes out the 4/4 that Sarkhan Unbroken had made. Welcome to the top 8.
Yeah, for Rembert, it's a second loss on camera, but he has still been phenomenal this weekend. He'll get one shot in round 15 to make it into the top 8.
Bring it back to the booth.